Hi everyone and welcome to today's Power Maths session. So this week we're going to still be carrying on with our division unit and we're going to be looking today at sharing equally. So let's begin. Okay, so today is another session all about sharing equally. So sharing equally number 2. And now we're on to our Discover section. So in this picture, we've got 4 children and they're playing a game. And I can see that there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there are 12 counters and there are 4 children. I'm just going to put that there to help us. Question 1a. Share the 12 counters equally between the 4 children. Can you remember back to last session when we were sharing? What did that mean? Well done. It means that we're giving each person, each group, 1 counter at a time so that all of the children, all of the groups have exactly the same. They have equal amounts. So share the 12 counters equally between the 4 children. How many counters each? Question 1b. Only 3 children play the game. So we can imagine that this little girl isn't playing anymore. The 12 counters are shared equally between them, between the 3 children. How many counters do each get? I'm going to give you a few moments to have a look at that question with somebody at home. Here are some questions that you might want to think about. How many counters are there? And how many equal groups will the children share the counters into? How do you know? Okay, so let's have a look at the share section together. So this little girl said, I will give all the children 1 counter each until all the counters are used. That's like the method that we used on Tuesday. So let's have a go at her method. So we know there are 4 children and there are 12 counters. So we're going to give 1 counter to each child at a time. Can you count them with me? 1 for you. 1 for you. 1 for you. And 1 for you. Now we're going to go back to the start. 1 for you. And 1 for you. And 1 for you. And 1 for you. So far all the children have got the same. Let's carry on. 1 for you. 1 for you. 1 for you. And 1 for you. Brilliant. So we've used up all of the counters. So how many counters does each child have? 3, 3, 3, 3. So each child gets 3 counters. Now this little girl has a different way. She decided that she was going to take a group of 4 counters and give each person a counter. So there are 4 children. So she's put them in groups of 4. So here's 1 group of 4. She's given them 1 each. Here's 2 groups of 4. She's given them 2 each. And here are 3 groups of 4. So she's given them 3 each. So we know that each child gets 3 because there are 4 groups of 3. 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, and 4 groups. There are 4 groups of 3. Now let's have a look at question 1b. So we could use our original method, which is a really good method, and we could say there are 3 children and we're going to share the 12 counters 1 at a time between the 3 children, and that's a really good method. Or we could use the method of this little girl. So up here, she was sharing the counters between 4 children. So she grouped them in groups of 4. Now we're sharing between 3 children. So how many counters should there be in each group? There should be 3. So there's a group of 3, a group of 3, a group of 3, and a group of 3. So why is it that we're doing a group of 3? It's because there are 1, 2, 3 children. So if we look at just this group here, the first counter would be for the little boy. The second counter in that group would be for the little girl. And the third counter in that group would be for the little boy. And then when we look at the next group, it's the same. The first one for the boy, the second one for the girl, and the third one for the boy, and so on. So, how many groups of 3 are there? There are 1, 2, 3, 4. So each child gets 4 counters. There are 3 groups of 4. 1, 2, and 3. So now we're on to our think together. Question number 1. 2 children are playing. 1 and 2. There are 12 counters and they are shared equally between them. Let's count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. How many counters do they each get? There are 2 children, so we're going to group them in groups of 2. So to help me do that, I'm going to put a circle around each group of 2. So that's one group of 2. That's 2 groups of 2. That's 3 groups of 2. You can count with me. That's 4 groups of 2. That's 5 groups of 2. And this is 6 groups of 2. Brilliant. So to make it really clear, you can see in this group of 2, the first counter is for the little boy and the second counter is for the little girl. So they've moved one counter here and one counter there. When we group the next group, we can move another counter for the little boy and another counter for the little girl. And we could do the same for each of these groups. One counter for the little boy and one counter for the little girl. One counter for the little boy and one counter for the little girl. One for the boy and one for the girl. And the final group, this counter for the little boy and this counter for the little girl. So they each get how many counters? They each get 6 counters. Brilliant. There are 2 groups of how many counters? 6. Well done. Fantastic. Let's look at question number 2. 15 books are shared equally on 3 shelves. 3. So we need to make sure that there are 3 books in each group. How many books are there on each shelf? So we've got one group of 3. We've got 2 groups of 3. Really carefully drawing the circle around each group. We've got 3 groups of 3. We've got 4 groups of 3. And we've got 5 groups of 3. So how many books are there on each shelf? How many groups have we got? There are 5 books on each shelf. Well done. So let's have a look at the challenge. Question 3. There are 4 friends. 1, 2, 3, 4. And they want to share these marbles. And there are 20 marbles here. Let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So there are 4 friends and 20 marbles. So the 4 friends want to share 20 marbles equally, which means that each friend will have their same. How many marbles do they each get? There are 4 friends. So can I put them in a group of something? How many marbles will there be in each group? You're right, there'll be 4. So that's a group of 4. 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 And that's a group of 4. Brilliant. So how many marbles will they each get? Let's check how many groups there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each friend will get 5 marbles. Write the matching statement. So here I would say they each get 5 marbles. And Miss Cat said, did you notice that everyone must get the same amount?